In the 16th year, you're going to put in another 2,000, but your entire IRA nest egg will increase $37,000. Now get this. Now we're talking. Now, Jim, you've got my attention. I put in 2,000 in the 16th year. My value goes up 37,000. Jim, that's more money than I contributed the entire 15 years in 1 year. And you're right. Warren said it's $12 a share. You can't go wrong. Today, that $10,000 is worth $55 million. What a mistake. My roots in Omaha failed me. In 1/50th of a second, the type it takes you and you to blink your eye, this chip can make 400 million calculations.
Jim Jorgensen is one of America's leading consumer investment advisors with over 30 years' experience on Wall Street. As the author of 6 books on personal finance and the host of his own nationally syndicated radio show, Jorgensen on Money, he brings your audience a rare combination of humor, charisma, and solid take-to-the-bank financial advice. So whether your meeting focus is on making more money or keeping the money you've made, Jim Jorgensen is the perfect choice.
You probably heard of Warren Buffett. He's the third richest person in the world. And I was born in Omaha, Nebraska. I grew up with Warren. And I made a huge mistake. I mean, we're talking about taking a risk, and I didn't take it. I could have invested $10,000 in Warren Buffett's company 10 years after I graduated from the university. And Warren said, it's $12 a share. You can't go wrong. Today, that $10,000 is worth $55 million. What a mistake. My roots in Omaha failed me. Now, we're talking about risks, and we're talking about the opportunity to make money. And one of them is, you've probably seen it on the television set on the New York Stock Exchange. There are people running around waving their arms, throwing papers on the floor. You wonder, what in the world is going on? Well, I'll tell you from working there, by and large, those traders are rich. Now, the people outside with the briefcases, they're worried about paying their credit card bills, their mortgages, and the reason is the traders inside make money work for them. The people outside with the briefcases work for money. And we're going to explore that that's powerful in the way you can build your personal finance nest egg. When you book me, I provide compelling stories from my years as a corporate trainer and as a television and radio host so that every talk is fresh, original, and timely. Now, if we can learn from the past, we can see the future and we can capitalize on it. Not just in the stock market, but in our personal lives and in our careers. Now, I have a new computer chip here that is the size of what? $0.50. But inside this chip, the chips are the equivalent of 1/10,000th the thickness of a human hair. But more importantly, we are on the brink of a technology explosion. In 1/50th of a second, the type it takes you and you to blink your eye, this chip can make 400 million calculations. I've seen the new storage units. They're about the size of a paperback book at Barnes & Noble. And inside, they can hold all of the books of the Library of Congress with maybe a third of the space left over. Now, you remember cell phones. Well, we didn't have them 2 or 3 years ago. Now everybody you see is carrying them, even when they're driving, for heaven's sake. They don't stay on the road. They're talking on a cell phone. The new cell phones, I'll give you a glimpse of the future. They're going to be digital cameras. You're going to have internet connections. You can trade stocks. You can get your email. You can listen to music. You can even have a Palm Pilot in case you want your addresses. And all of this, get this now, all of this will be in a paper cell phone that's disposable. So what does all this future mumbo jumbo mean to you? Well, we're going to develop a strategy for each of you to allow you to use this information to make the best choices for your financial future, your career, and your family's well-being. Communication is really not what people say, but what people hear. And I can help you communicate so your audience is listening. Our first message is that we have a conference call. We'll explore what your ideas are, what messages you'd like to convey. You probably already told the audience several times, but I can communicate in a way that they will hear. And that's my job. And that's why we can sit down and effectively build a talk that will convey your message and provide you with the opportunities that you want to reach the audience. I know what you're thinking out there. You're looking at me and you're saying, this guy is crazy. My personal finances resemble a Honda, and he's talking about a rocket ship to the moon. Give me a break. Well, my best-selling book, It's Never Too Late to Get Rich, is across America, is now in 3 languages. This is the Chinese edition. And all I can read is It's Never Too Late to Get Rich. The rest of it is in characters. But I found a young lady who could translate Cantonese. And I said to her, this must be the subtitle, these 3 groups of large characters under the title. What does it mean? And she looked at the book and she said, you're gonna love this. I said, tell me what it means. She said, stand by. She said, this roughly translates in English as Giant Financial Bible. We're gonna take the pages of this Giant Financial Bible and we're gonna find out, with my 30 years of Wall Street and as an inside trader on the stock exchange, how we can make the personal finance work for you. Now let's take a $2,000 IRA. You said, wait a minute. What good is an IRA? Who wants to put $2,000 in an IRA? I'll tell you, that is a great starting spot. If you put $2,000 in an IRA for just 15 years, that's all you need to get rich. You'll have put in about $30,000. That's a lot of money. $2,000 a year for 15 years. Now, in good stock funds, that could be worth $175,000. Not bad. But here's what I want you to remember. In the 16th year, you're going to put in another $2,000. But your entire IRA nest egg will increase $37,000. Now get this. Now we're talking. Now, Jim, you've got my attention. I put in $2,000 in the 16th year. My value goes up $37,000. Jim, that's more money than I contributed the entire 15 years in 1 year. And you're right. People have come up to me or they've talked to me on the radio and said, wait a minute, this really works. I'm making more on my annual IRA buildup than I am on my salary. It is never too late to get rich. And we're going to look inside the Giant Financial Bible, and we're going to tell you how to build your retirement nest egg. And now as a final thought. Now you've got a meeting coming up, probably going to be a huge expenditure. Or is it going to be a terrific investment? I happen to be in the investment business. And I want you to ask yourself this. What's going to make it a terrific investment? Motivated employees? Well, I can address that. Increased skills? I've built them over a lifetime. Financial security? I can take that right out of my years at Wall Street. Whatever it is, let's partner and let's make this the best investment ever for your next upcoming event.